And what is going on, everybody? I want to welcome you back to Knicks Deli, baby. Let's go.
Knicks Daily Edition.
Yeah, I apologize. So late in the evening, putting this thing together. Had a tough loss last night. Really wanted that 6 in a row. I really wanted that 6 in a row victory. But you know what? It was a lot. It was just a lot to overcome last night. So it was crazy, man. Kyrie. Listen, Kyrie is Kyrie. Kyrie is going to be a Hall of Famer. He is going to, go down as one of the greatest point guards ever. Yeah, man. He's a stud, bro. He's a stud. But the New York Knicks are on to the next one. Okay, but if we're looking at last night, I knew right away. You can't fall behind with this team. It's not necessarily a trap game when you have somebody like Kyrie still on the other side. Kyrie is a superstar of his own right, and he's a champion. No matter if Luka's out or not, that man they're still going to galvanize behind that man. And that's what they did last night. That's what they did. So it was just interesting, man, from top to bottom. I know you guys have seen so many videos today, so I'm not going to go through all the stats and all the numbers and all that. I'm just going to kind of point out a few things that stuck out to me. Now, I know I made the video prior to the game taking place. Honestly, I made the last video, and I was talking a little bit about what has made the New York Knicks so impressive. And for me, I think what has made the New York Knicks impressive since OG Anunoby was acquired was the fact that they don't necessarily, that they've improved tremendously in their three-point line defense. You know what I mean? This seems to be better. They've improved with their three-point defense. And that's a piece that I'm like, man, early in the season and in that stretch where we were giving up like 130 points, in games, we just couldn't guard the three, And when you have somebody like Kyrie, you can't play drop defense on Kyrie. You can't go under the screen on Kyrie. Kyrie will pull it up from anywhere. He could get his shot at any time. And that's exactly what we seen last night. So, it's one of those moments where, I got to look, you ain't always right. I ain't always right. Because after I praised them for improving their three-point defense, this type of performance happened. Now, I don't want to be bashing the New York Knicks too much because, they ultimately are never out of a game. Never out of a game. And last night wasn't any different. Last night they were able to show the ability to still be able to come back in games. And they did that, So kudos to our New York Knicks, man. Still with the fighting spirit, kudos to the coach. This team never gives up on its coach, and you see that in games. But it was just different. It was just different. Something that continues to be a narrative is that our New York Knicks are a physical team. Our New York Knicks are a physical team, and every team knows it as we go into games. And there's something I'm proud of about that. I'm just proud of the fact that teams know that this isn't going to be easy night. This isn't going to be easy win. And last night was no different. The one difference was that they have a bona fide shot maker, a proven shot maker in this league at the highest level on the other side in Kyrie Irving. And then you have somebody who has every bit of the reasoning to have a big game against the New York Knicks, even if you don't have it regularly against anybody else. And that's Tim Hardaway Jr. So we just kind of ran up against a buzzsaw. We let them get up too high, too soon in the game. And then it was just hard to overcome. So that's just is what it is. It's one of those things where, you got to point at some of the positives and you got to learn this lesson and you got to move forward. But what we did see last night, once again, is the value of interior defense, the value of a stalwart in the middle, And Isaiah Hartenstein can be that as well. But, we get spoiled as Knicks fans sometimes. It happened while Emmanuel Quickley was here. And, people, this is why you have to root. This is why you have to root for the name in the front of the jersey as opposed to the name on the back. Because everybody brings value to the team. And I know we like to have favorite players and we like to really invest in individual players. And that's a new age era type of thing. The reason why Knicks fans are so loyal for so long, the reason why there are Knicks fans in the fan base who talk about being patient and who talk about when other people say, well, 20 years, isn't that too long to be patient? Listen, you don't understand the whack moves that are made that set us back 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. So people who have seen this organization have success at some point, they know what can be if you do it the right way and you be patient while you're doing it. But there are some fans in the fan base who are like, oh, Emmanuel Quickley, we should have kept him and then trade off RJ. Oh, look at how iHeart's playing. We need to trade Mitch. You're looking for one layer of safety and security and success. And then you're willing to trade off your insurance for another piece. And then you have, I don't know what the rationale is for that. But what I'm saying is it's always good to have quality starters and a quality backup. If you have Jalen Brunson and IQ backing him up, if you have Mitch Robinson and then iHeart backing him up, the New York Knicks were intentional about making sure we have first, second, tertiary options in our offense and on our defense. And it's like you guys don't value that. iHeart last night, there was so many problems with players on this Dallas team penetrating the paint, getting to the basket at will, getting caught off guard towards the end of the game, can't corral a rebound. All of those things that Mitch brings to the table. But if you listen to Knicks Twitter and if you listen to all the pontificators, you would swear that Mitch was a bum. You swear that Mitch is damaged goods and that there is no need for him. The way that they was packing that man's bags up and sending him out of town. Read the writing on the wall. The man said he had to take a break from social media because he's at home and he pays attention. He's had situations where he talked about, he pays attention to Knicks Twitter and what they're saying. And y'all keep wilding out this way. And then you saw iHeart, he pulled, it's almost becoming the norm. And I don't want to take him for granted either. But the man grabbed 15 rebounds. But still, in and out, revolving door in the paint for the ops. And this wasn't even high level. This wasn't just Kyrie. You had no names penetrating the paint, getting baskets at will. New York Knicks players looking at each other like, is that your guy? Is that your guy? Is that your guy? So come on, Knicks fans. This is the team. No more trades. This is the squad. Let's roll with them until they're not. Let this front office do their job. They're proving that they know how to do their job. Let them do their job. We ain't got to know. We ain't got to listen to rumors. Stop listening to rumors. There's been no rumor out there outside of Jalen Brunson that and I guess OG Anunoby at this point now that has had any legs to it. Nobody ever predicted that the New York Knicks is about to make this move and then the move happens. They do it when they want to do it. Leon Rose is that type dude. You'll never see him coming. Pause. So, yeah, we need to get rid of that. We need to stop doing that, man. Because I'm telling you, what it's doing is creating friction in the locker room. It's making these players turn on you. So, yeah, Mitch was missed last night. As a deterrent, he was missed. As an offensive and defensive rebounder, he was missed, particularly in the first quarter when they hopped on us early. We may have had a chance with Mitch in the middle. We absolutely may have had a chance. But kudos to these New York Knicks because we're never out of a game. We just ran into a buzzsaw of a point guard who has the ability to get easy buckets on anybody. With him in the game, you saw that there was more pace. Kyrie hit 6 3-point shots last night. That's not an anomaly. He does this. And I guess he's true to his word. That man was talking his talk. I even made a little bit of, I mentioned it in the video as well. Like, you want to talk that? You love beating the Knicks? I was in my bag. Kyrie was like, yo, hold my beer. Or whatever drink he be like, hold my green vegetable tea. My yoga tea. Yo, Kyrie was in his bag, man. You couldn't do nothing with him. The man going to drop 44 points and 11 assists, bro. Ain't nothing you could do with that. But what I was expecting that I didn't, I guess I did see, and once again, just kudos. Yo, you got to love our team. What I was expecting was a duel between Brunson and Kyrie. And Brunson wanted it. You could see very early on he was he was putting up shots. He was trying to set the tone for the team. I just think it was tough for him to get his rhythm. From shot number one, Kyrie was on. From shot number one, he was on. And eventually, the New York Knicks got into their rhythm, but ultimately it was too late. They could never create enough separation to get over the top. Pull within 1 point. Big shots, big time. Julius Randle, big shots, big time. Jalen Brunson just couldn't get over the top. Something that I absolutely was surprised by that I saw that the Dallas Mavericks were doing effectively, they were doubling Julius Randle. They were doing to Julius Randle what Clyde was asking for the New York Knicks to do to Kyrie from the very first shot. Frazier was like, listen, there's no Luka. Make everybody else beat you today. Double Kyrie. Knicks didn't do it until late, and they paid for it. So I was surprised to see when they was doubling Randle, they were legitimate doubles. And I think Randle has this overinflated, he's been playing phenomenal basketball this season, so it's not much to critique with Randle. But I think he has this overinflated belief of how well he could pass out of the double team. Nah, bro. And you don't have to do that no more where you have to fully have them commit to you on a double team. You got shooters now. Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Don't hold it until they right on you and then you looking around like you can look over them. That's not the case, bro. Just get rid of that thing. Okay? And also, I think the team, once again, really, Kyrie was just like, yo, get on my back, bro. Let me take this thing home. And then, Hardaway Jr. was just like, yo, I got you, bro. I got you too. So I think he scored 30 plus points and Kyrie had 44 points. This is just one of those games where you got to wash your hands of it and move on, Now, I have a cousin, and you guys got to check him out on Twitter as well. His name is Chances. But, he was just like, well, we just got to get ready for Memphis. But Memphis could be a trap game. And I agree. I think this is a good bounce back opportunity. I think the Knicks are going to be ready. I think the Knicks will win by double digits. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Once again, it's just so much positivity surrounding this team. So much positivity surrounding this team and the moves that they made and just the fact that they continue to make correct moves. You got to love this for your team. The front office seems to be making the right moves. The owner is out of the picture all season. Out of the picture. The New York Knicks are becoming an impressive organization, an impressively run organization, now being discussed in the top 5 of the Eastern Conference. Legitimately being discussed as a team that's in the top 5 of the Eastern Conference. You got to love that. You got to be proud of your team. And I think we're going to perform well, tomorrow. I look forward to it. I expect a bounce back game. I don't know. I just expect for them to have a better start to the game. and to secure this victory. Double digits, secure this victory. Outside of that, a couple of other things, man. Just really happy to see the All-Star returns. Knicks fans, you doing your thing. We showing out. Now, this is what it's about. When we're able to put our voting power together and get serious about what it is we do, we New York. Now Julius is in the top 10 of votes. I think he's like number 8. Brunson is still number 6. Let's push them up. Some players are insurmountable. Apparently Halliburton right now, insurmountable, because I think he's beyond like 1 million votes at this point. Those are kind of funny votes to me if you ask me, but All-Star game is in Indiana, but the funny part about that to me is I don't put anything by Adam Silver. I just don't. He, like LeBron James, they like that narrative, which is why people are starting to call him out, call the league out and question it now. Do you want this narrative of LeBron James being able to overcome all these odds miraculously? Miraculously, you win the in-season tournament. Miraculously, you have this positioning and you get this call. Well, the same thing is true with this league under their watch. All of a sudden, the All-Star game is in Indianapolis, and now the point guard out there is the leading. Come on now. Too fairy tale. But that has nothing to do with us. The one thing that we can't control are our votes. So don't get tired. Log on. Make sure you log in on and voting every day. Every day. I think today might be the day where your vote counts triple, because I believe it's usually Fridays or Saturdays as well. Every day into January 20th, make sure you get your vote in. Make sure you get your vote in. All right. Also, I want to touch on this letter, man. I was joking with family as well, but I was very serious about, getting fatigued with fans. It has to be one or the other. One person has to be right, another person has to be wrong. Listen, if you are a complete RJ fan or Emmanuel Quickley fan, go with them. If you're not satisfied with the New York Knicks and how they treated them out the door, don't stay over here, but be looking over there cheering them and then bashing your own team. We don't want to hear that. Either you too young to understand what a business is, your own job. They don't love you. They hired you to fix a problem. If you can't fix that problem, you're expendable as anybody else. That's why they don't ever give you permanent signs on your door. It's always a sliding name tag, so they can easily slide out and replace. And that is life. So all of you fans who are like continuing to stand on your hill and you fight in this fight, what's the fight? Both teams won. You could give props and then still talk about the great job that is done over here. What's done is done. Whatever fans said, whatever. No fan or content creator is right all the time or has the market cornered on who's correct 100% and everybody else is wrong. And some toxic fans may make you feel that way. Don't buy into that. It's tiring to see. And it keeps popping up on my timeline. It's a rarity that I didn't even know there was a such thing as a mute button. But when you're constantly getting things that pop up in your timeline where people always seem to be on the defensive and on the offensive because they're defensive, that's wild to me. It's wild to me. Enjoy this ride. Y'all can't, listen, don't let anybody steal your joy from what's happening right now. Your New York Knicks are doing it their own way. They didn't go out and acquire no superstar. They didn't give up and sell the house with all of these assets to be in a position to only win for 2 or 3 years. They've done it the right way with no superstar, shrewd moves, a treasure trove of assets, and they're in the discussion as the top 5 team in the East, being talked about winning the conference finals. and possibly going to the finals and possibly winning the chip. Don't let nobody distract you and steal your joy from what's happening right now, Knicks fans. We winning. And we have nowhere near hit our ceiling. So be patient, but talk your talk. I'm looking forward to this game. Hope you are too. Do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, be more consistent with it. If you want to share with a friend. And definitely keep up with the content, man. We doing our thing over here at Knicks Deli. All right? Whether it's out in the streets, whether it's on Twitter, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody eats here at Knicks Deli. And I'm your host, Shea. And I'm out. Peace.